Leora's landscape. Castles majestically crown, verdant fields, and meandering rivers. Amidst this idyllic setting, young Princess Elizabeth frolics with her companions, their laughter echoing through the royal gardens. Their joyous sounds mingle with the gentle rustling of leaves, creating a symphony of youthful exuberance. Elizabeth wanders through the palace, her curiosity guiding her steps. She explores the palace, her independent spirit leading her to discover hidden corners. In the radiant royal council chamber, King Alden stands, his face a canvas of worry as he addresses his council. 16-year-old Elizabeth ventures beyond the palace walls, stepping into a forgotten kingdom veiled in mystery. Sunlight streams into the ancient temple, illuminating dust motes as Elizabeth kneels before a crumbling stone tablet. Her touch awakens secrets etched in stone, revealing a mysterious curse. Elizabeth gasps, her eyes widening with dawning horror as she deciphers the ancient writings. Moonlight slices through the temple's darkness, illuminating dust motes and ancient secrets. Elizabeth, her face etched with determination, kneels, tracing the cryptic symbols on the stone floor. Shadows twist and writhe at the edge of vision, hinting at unseen watchers. Her heart hammers against her ribs, yet she presses on, driven by an unknown force. Elizabeth discovers a relic, a key to breaking the curse. Elizabeth's return shatters the oppressive gloom, hope blossoming across the land. The curse is lifted, and the countryside bursts into vibrant life. The people of Leora erupt in cheers, their faces alight with admiration and newfound hope. Their cheers echo through the rejuvenated land, a symphony of liberation and joy. Sunlight floods King Alden's study, illuminating dust and the weight of his years. King Alden watches Elizabeth, recognizing her strength. The kingdom of Leora faces the sudden declaration of war, plunging Elizabeth's world into chaos. Elizabeth stands among military strategists, her gaze sweeping across the war maps spread before her. Her brow furrows as she absorbs the information, grasping complex strategic concepts with remarkable speed. With a decisive gesture, she points to a potential weak point in the enemy's defense, revealing her strategic acumen. Sunlight floods the royal council chamber, illuminating the silent assembly as Elizabeth surveys her court. Anticipation hangs heavy in the air as the nobles await Elizabeth's words, their faces a canvas of hope and fear. Elizabeth begins to speak, her voice resonating with authority, each word a calculated move in a game of power. She navigates the treacherous currents of political intrigue, her words weaving a tapestry of influence and control. I watch in silence as Elizabeth masterfully manipulates the conversation, subtly steering the court towards her vision. Dust and smoke fill the air as Elizabeth, in shining armor, surveys the battlefield. Banners of various kingdoms flutter in the wind, symbols of alliances forged in the face of looming war. The threat of full-scale war hangs heavy, yet a fragile peace prevails. On the vast battlefield, the air crackles with anticipation as Elizabeth, radiant in armor, faces her assembled soldiers. Her voice, clear and strong, pierces the nervous murmurs, rallying her troops with a powerful declaration. Soldiers of Leora, today we stand at the precipice, she continues, her words echoing with determination. Before us lies a battle that will determine the fate of our kingdom, our families, our very way of life. Acknowledging their fear, she sees also their unwavering courage. I see fear in some of your eyes. That is natural. But I also see courage, resilience, and an unwavering love for our home. She ignites their fighting spirit, proclaiming, "They may outnumber us, but they will never outmatch our spirit." She reminds them of their noble cause. We fight for freedom, for justice, for the future we want to build together. With a final, rousing call to arms, she commands, "Let our swords be sharp, our shields be strong, and our hearts be filled with unwavering resolve." Her voice thunders across the field. Today we fight. Today we conquer. Today we secure our legacy. Elizabeth's battle cry shatters the battlefield's tension, a beacon of courage. She advances, a whirlwind of speed and resolve. Her troops surge forward, their spirits ignited by her unwavering resolve. The war ends with a peace treaty, hailing Elizabeth as a peacemaker. In the dim light of the royal chamber, Queen Eleanor lies still, her face pale. Elizabeth sits beside her mother, her hand gently holding the Queen's. Fear etches itself onto Elizabeth's face as she silently confronts the dread of loss. In the dimly lit royal chamber, shadows waltz on the walls as Queen Elena rests serenely in her grand bed. Elizabeth sits beside her mother, her touch a gentle promise in the heavy silence. The air hangs heavy with unspoken words, each breath a testament to the impending farewell. Elizabeth strolls along the winding path, her footsteps echoing softly. Beside her, her mother gestures with a gloved hand, sunlight glinting. Remember, Elizabeth, a ruler must possess both strength and empathy. One without the other is a dangerous thing. Queen Eleanor lies still on the throne, her eyes closed in eternal rest. The throne room is filled with hushed whispers and the heavy scent of lilies. Elizabeth kneels beside the throne, her face stained with tears. A silent vigil. Amidst sorrow, a flicker of determination ignites within Elizabeth's eyes. At the age of 26, Elizabeth becomes queen, ascending to the throne. In the royal council chamber, Elizabeth stands, the sunlight casting long shadows across the worried faces of her council. The air hangs heavy with unspoken fears, the weight of the crown pressing down on them all. Elizabeth sits alone in her study, the weight of the crown pressing heavily on her brow. Moonlight spills into the room, painting long shadows that dance with her silent struggle. She questions her readiness to lead. In the heart of the royal palace, Elizabeth sits at her desk, bathed in sunlight, surrounded by ollies and advisors. In the grand royal council chamber, Elizabeth stands tall, sunlight illuminating her with a hopeful resolve. She addresses the royal council, her voice resonating with determination. I stand before you today to propose a series of reforms, changes that I believe will strengthen our kingdom and improve the lives of all our people. Elizabeth's reign ushers in an era of fairness, justice, and prosperity. Elizabeth forges strong bonds with the kingdoms nearby. Sunlight floods the throne room through stained glass windows, illuminating dancing dust motes. Elizabeth, radiant in a white gown, stands poised before the foreign prince. Their eyes meet, a silent understanding passing between them. After 40 years, Elizabeth's reign flourishes. Sunlight floods the room as Queen Elizabeth sits at her desk, lost in reflection. A lifetime of memories flickers across her face as she gazes out the window. In the radiant royal palace gardens, Elizabeth enjoys a peaceful stroll, her grandchildren's laughter echoing through the manicured lawns. Sunlight filters through the lush canopy, painting the scene with playful shadows. The kingdom of Leora rejoices, celebrating Elizabeth's enduring and serene reign. A royal portrait of young Elizabeth dominates the gallery, its presence a silent testament to legacy. The inscription beneath the portrait echoes a timeless truth. True leadership is not in the power one holds, but in the lives one touches. Bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun, the kingdom of Leora's countryside unfolds in breathtaking splendor. Soft orchestral music fills the air, painting a picture of peace and prosperity. Elizabeth's lasting legacy.